Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Toshkumbono. I welcome you to my podcast. Today, we'll be looking at a very important topic as well. If you must become rich in real estate, you must say no to excuses. So, we have to actually discuss this topic in terms of real estate investment. Number one, set goals. You must set goals now. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve? Most of us spend our time and money chasing after pleasures, car, trips to Europe. We waste our time and resources while at last we suffer in regret. So, a lot of people in Nigeria adage they call it cruising. They are cruising, Nigeria, chasing cloud. Also, perhaps it might not be a Nigerian thing. So perhaps it's a global something. So, but you must set goals. The more you waste time, the more you are putting it up. Some people wait until they have millions in their pocket before they actually set out to start investing. That is why we say you must avoid all these excuses. You must say no to excuses if you must stand out as a real estate investor. You must set goals. Number one, you must set goals. Set goals now. Set goals now. Don't admire a car. Oh, I want to travel to Zanzibar. I want to travel to Kigali in Rwanda. Those things are good, they're wonderful, but you must set your goals that can actually take you to the next level. The wise man said that the wealthy people, they invest and spend what is left, but the poor and the middle class actually spend and invest what is left. After buying the cars, buying the wristwatches, the fancy wristwatches and jewelries, then whatever is left, they invest. So, no, that is not a smart one. So, you must set goals now. You must set goals now. Then, number two, spend less and save more. Spend less and save more. If you must get to the next level, if you must actually get committed, in fact, in this case, you need to get committed. You need to be sold on what you want. You need to be sold on into real estate. One thing about real estate investment is that you have to be committed. You have to know what the market says. You have to create a niche for yourself. That's part of setting goals. You have to create a niche. Do you want to actually go into land banking, which is a very, very important aspect of real estate if you're a beginner? Land banking or land flipping. Banking and flipping is relatively the same thing, but different thing between bank and land banking is that you buy for a long time. You buy and keep for a long time. But flipping, you buy immediately and then resell to make profit. That's a portfolio income. You buy for 10 million and sell for 15 million, then you have profit gain of 5 million. So that's a portfolio income there. So spend less, save more. This is number two. Commit to building your wealth before you have your capital to invest. You must be committed. Like I said, you must commit. This is what you want to do. You must set those goals. Then secondly, you commit. This is what I want. So immediately you get your capital to start, you go in immediately. But if you're not committed, the capital might come and then you spend on cars and wristwatches and fancy things, like I said earlier. So you must commit. To build wealth in real estate, do not wait until you get the cash and then decide to invest. No, you must spell out what you want. You must be committed. Oh, this 5 million, once it comes, I'm doing this. You don't wait for the 5 million to come. Don't wait for the 15 million to come. You set your goals and get committed before the money comes. You must first commit yourself to investing, then figure out how to get the cash. Very, very important. Because if you don't have your goals set, once the opportunity comes, you are missed out. That is the thing there. So number three, set goals and priorities on what you want to achieve within the next 5 years. So you have to give yourself time. This is the third tip now. You have to set goals and then prioritize. Give yourself time. In 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, this is where I'm going to get. I'm starting the land banking today. I'm starting with 1 acre. From 1 acre, I'm getting to 5 acres. A lot of people started with one plot. A lot of people started with just 1 acre. Today, They have land in hectares. They have estates all over. They have plots all over the nation. That is why you must set your goals, spend less, save more, get committed. Get committed. Then give yourself time. Give yourself time. That's the third tip. You must actually be smart about what you are doing. You must invest in a property that can yield you the smartest return. Invest in a property that can yield you the smartest return. So you must be able to analyze the market as well. Now we are dealing on the third tip. Now you must, perhaps if you are starting, you might need the help of a person that will help you analyze the market, so to make the smartest of investment. So that is why I'm advising you to actually start with land banking. This is the easiest one you can do. Land banking, these are cheap properties you can buy in bulk. You don't need to buy a property that perhaps that is way above your budget. You can start with little budget, then grow. You mustn't start with property that's actually spelling in millions. You can start as little as 500,000 per plot. Then you can buy as many. Perhaps if you have 5 million naira to start, then you can buy as many as possible. 5 million naira could get you up to 20 plots, could get you up to 10 plots, depending on the price. But make sure you are going for cheap properties that can scale. One thing about real estate that is very scalable is scalable. You can move from point 1 to point 2, point 3. Is the scalability, and it's tangible. That's one thing about real estate. It's an asset, a tangible asset. So number 4, do not put the car before the land investment. Very, very important. A lot of young people are actually not getting it right in this aspect. They want to drive that Benz, that latest Benz. They want to drive it. Perhaps they can get it for 10 million, 20 million. But you're not being smart about your money, about your cash now. Because one thing is that car is a liability. Until you understand this, if it doesn't put money in your pocket, number one, what is an asset and what is a liability? An asset is something, according to Robert Kiyosaki, that's the author, Rich Dad Poor Dad. He said that an asset is something that actually puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes away money from your pocket. Quite understandable. If your car gives him money, like Uber gives him money, then it's an asset. It's an asset, just like a house. Perhaps to an extent, your house that you are living in is not an asset because it takes away money. If it doesn't give you money, the house you are currently living in, if it doesn't give you money monthly or yearly, is a liability because it takes away money. You pay for bills. There's no income at the end of the month or at the end of the year. But if you build an apartment, rent it out, and then people are paying you monthly or yearly, that's a rental income and that's an asset. So we must understand the difference between an asset and a liability. So do not put the car before the land investment. Very, very important. One of the things I said to myself before I went into, or rather a few months after I went into real estate, I said to myself, before I will get my first car, I must first of all get land. And that was how I actually went about it. Before I got my first car, I first of all invested in lands, and it went out like that. So for too many Nigerians, their cons and hunger for more expensive cars is the enemy of their investment program or plan. Like I said, that's the canker worm eating up that plan you have, that program you have. Man, I need to start. You have this 2 million that came into your hand probably 2 months ago or 1 month ago, and before the money came, you wanted to invest in land, but something came up. Maybe you wanted to complete the money to buy a car, and then the 2 million came in, and then you quickly bought the car. Now the car is actually a liability, like I said, and it's taking away money from you. It's just for pleasure and all that. Perhaps it's also part of necessity, but you must have an income that replenishes whatever the car that the car is putting out. So we must understand this. So this is the fourth tip. Like I said, do not put the car before the land investment. And the fifth one and the final one, that should be a final tip, right? We mentioned setting goals and then spending less and saving more. That's number 2. Then we talked about set goals and prioritize on what you want. Here, we're talking about giving yourself time. You have to give yourself time, strategize. Then number 4, do not put the car before the land investment. Then number 5, commit to investing today. Commit to investing today. At the end of the day, you begin with commitment and then end with commitment. I love listening to Grant Cardone a lot because he's all about commitment. He's been into the real estate game or sales game for more than 30 years, and he's always committed. He knows what he wants and he goes for it.
The thing I did was I knew my business, my first business at 30 years old. I worked that business and I worked it out and I worked it out.
Once you're following him, you understand what and the benefits of investing in real estate because he spells it out at all times. So commit to investing today. For a couple of times, I've heard people lament. You've been thinking about investing in real estate land for years now. Action kills regret. It prevents future regrets. Action creates the wealth you want. Action creates the wealth you want. So we'll be ending with this 5th tip: commit to investing today. You must be able to actually see you must literally see where you are going even before you start the journey. You must see where you are going before you start the journey. There are a lot of giants in the real estate market today in Nigeria. Once you hear their story, you understand that they knew beforehand where they were going even before they started. Like I said, you mustn't start with millions. You might want to start with a property less than 1 million. You might want to start with 1 acre. You might want to start with 200,000, 300, 400,000, 500,000. There are places such budgets can get you land. Don't wait until you make up to millions before you can actually go into a city to buy the whole city. Now you want to go into real estate. No. You have to start from a small place. A small place. So thank you very much. I remain Toshkun Bono. I'm a real estate entrepreneur. Keep investing, keep committed to real estate.